Hello students, welcome to this ethics class. Today we will discuss 2017 7A. Before watching this video, attempt this question on your own. The crisis of ethical values in modern times is traced to a narrow perception of good life. Discuss. So again you can write your answer in a variety of ways. Ethics is a very subjective paper. I will try to discuss some points where the crisis of ethical values occurs only because people perceive good life to be very narrow. They do not understand the importance of life. So because of the narrow perception of good life, we find the crisis of ethical values. Actually, that is a major reason why we find the crisis. So narrow perception can be seen in belief that materialism is fundamental to good life, which directly leads to ignoring of ethical values. So materialism itself directly leads to ignoring of ethical values, and people feel that materialism is fundamental to good life. However, we find that in reality it is not. Individuals are failing to realize that mental happiness is of paramount importance once basic needs are satisfied. Here materialism has no role and has only increased depression and suicide levels according to many surveys across the globe. So if we see, once basic needs are satisfied, materialism fails to create a good life. Materialism fails to satisfy mental happiness. So when you focus only on materialism, you are focusing narrowly on life. At the same time, your perception is wrong. It doesn't lead to a good life. Thus, individuals are not being honest even to themselves, are forming opportunistic relations, and are treating humans as means for some other ends, and are losing values of human beings. So individuals themselves, by doing all these things, they themselves are losing the value of human beings. And when you yourself reduce the value of a human being, then you yourself would reduce the value of life. You will reduce the value of a good life. So by not being honest to even yourself, by forming opportunistic relations and treating humans as some means, you are trying to focus narrowly on what is a good life, and you are failing to create a good life. You are reducing the value of human beings and also life. So thus they are affecting everything that leads to happy life and mental peace. Like, now let us see many elements that lead to happy life, like values, good social relations, meaningful work, creating and enjoying better society, curiosity and reading, etc. So instead of happiness generating emotions, individuals are losing themselves in anger, hatred, intolerance, violence, etc. So we need a very broad perception to a happy life. Life doesn't include just materialism and mere mechanical way of living. We need lot of things in life. We need a very broad perspective, like we need values, we need good social relations, we need a meaningful work, and we tend to create a better society, and we also enjoy a better society, and we also gain lot of value to life through curiosity and reading. And individuals are reciprocating and replicating each other's materialism and creating bandwagon effect without time and space for truth and happiness. This narrow perception is leading to crisis of values. So it comes to around 158 words. So this is the narrow perception where you are focusing only on materialism, where you are not realizing that it doesn't contribute to good life, and also you are not being honest even to yourself, and you are forming opportunistic relations, and humans are being used as means for some other ends. And another narrow perception comes from the fact that all these elements are being ignored, which forms a very broad perspective. So the broad perspective is being ignored, and instead of happiness generating emotions, people are focusing on depression generating emotions like this, like anger, hatred, intolerance, violence, etc. And individuals, instead of thinking and expanding their perspective, they are only following a bandwagon effect, and they are only replicating each other's materialism, and this is so they are only creating bandwagon effect and replicating each other's materialism. They do not have time and space to think and to expand their perspective to a broad view. So all these are leading to a poor life, and all these things are leading to a crisis of ethical values. So it comes to around 158 words. Similarly, you can write your own answers, and when you write, you will find that because of a narrow perception of good life, we are finding crisis of ethical values. When we get a broad perspective, when we get a better understanding of what a good life is, then there wouldn't be much crisis of ethical values. So that is all. Thank you.